Yeah, I suppose when you're 10 points to 2 down after about 15, 17 minutes, you've given yourself a mountain to climb. Took us a while to settle into the game. Kilkenny brought a ferocious intensity to the breaking ball and got on a platform that they were very efficient with, and they gave themselves that bit of a head start, if you like, and the challenge from then on was for us to try and close that gap. We got it down to 2-1 and 2-1. Then it went out again to 5, and that really gives a massive challenge. And then Shane closed it to 2 again. Then we got it back to 1, and we just probably were looking for that one little opening to come where we could just get level. And as you say, Colin, I think had we broken that chink and got level, we could possibly have pushed on again, but it wasn't to be.
Before the game, John, were you concerned about the layoff?
Not at all, no, and it had no impact, and I have no regrets on anything we've done. We gave the lads a week off, we came back, we trained hard, we were ready for tonight, we absolutely were ready for tonight. Yes, Kilkenny brought a ferocious intensity to the first 15 minutes of the game, but we responded to that in kind then in the second quarter, and we dominated that second quarter, brought it back to about 2-3 point lead at half time, whatever it was, but we felt very comfortable at half time that we had the resolve to push on in the second half, but we probably struggled a little bit with our efficiency in front of goals. I think they had 8 wides and we had 15, I think, so we only needed one of those, really, at the end of the day, but that's just sport and that's it.
In terms of the long range freeze, John, at the end, you didn't think of Shane Dowling and anybody else, because there was a couple of ways there.
Listen, we leave the players make the call, they're the lads out there making the calls, and if a fella feels comfortable on it, you leave it, you trust them to make the call, so Shane was only back on the field as well, so might have been as hard for him as not, so listen, you live by these things, you can't have any regrets on those things, you have to move on, and ultimately the player made decisions within the field, and that's what we asked them to do, and that's what we entrust them to do. So
John, did Declan pick up an injury?
Yeah, Declan got a knock maybe 10-15 minutes in, and he struggled with it, he got a heavy knock on the chest, so listen, he probably has a cracked rib or something like that, but he was just struggling with it all through the last 20 minutes of the first half. We hoped he would be able to run it off, but he wasn't.
John, did you have time to review the sideline at the end, which took a deflection? It's clear to see on the camera you may not have.
Listen, we knew straight away. We could see by the flight of the ball was taking a certain flight, next thing it changed. It flew off to a different angle, so we knew it was after taking the touch. Like, what can we do, The crowd on that side of the field, you could see them, their reaction was completely obvious that something had happened, and we could see ourselves from the flight of the ball what was after happening, but it was missed, and that's just the way it is, so we have to.
John, you mentioned Kilkenny's intensity. That wasn't a surprise, but the fact that they kept it going over the whole game, did you think that you would see it that way for the whole 70 plus minutes?
I don't think they had a greater level of intensity than us throughout the whole game. I disagree with you there. I think there was phases of the game where we had the ascendancy in regards to the intensity, and I think there was phases of the game where they had the ascendancy, but I just think that they were probably more they had a greater outcome from their periods where they dominated than what we had from our periods that we dominated. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? We just didn't make enough of the dominance when we had it on the scoreboard, and you have to put it there,
Now we started that forward line, it's so present in so many games. Why do you think today didn't really happen for them? You kind of days when Black Mark and Tuesday in the first half?
Well, that was a tactical move on our part, so I wouldn't. It wasn't as a result of what they were doing as a half forward line that we did that. It was a necessity that we felt was within the game that we needed to shore that area up. Declan was after getting the bang. We needed to make sure there was no line break there in that area, and because like at that stage we were 8-10 points down, we couldn't afford another goal to come in. So, but listen, it suited us as it was in terms of our play. It gives us a bit of a solid base, and it kind of created different avenues for us to work the ball through the middle third and to create better chances for ourselves.
With the half forward line, never felt like it got fired today, and it's been so long against it.
I think that they worked really, really hard. Tom Morrissey had a lot of possessions, Garrod had a lot of possessions, Kyle had lots of possessions. I think they worked extremely hard, and that's all we ask of them. I wouldn't classify it as a line that underperformed today. I think they were up against a very formidable half-back line as well.
John, do you think you met that physicality in Munster this year?
Listen, when you're playing Kilkenny, you know what you're going to get. You know, it is what it is in the tin. That's the bottom line. It's going to come at you, and that's the bottom line. So, you know, we pride ourselves on our work rate. Kilkenny pride themselves on their work rate. Our boys wouldn't shirk, you know, away from that level of intensity. You know, we pride ourselves on trying to aim to be in the ascendancy in levels of intensity during the game, and that's the challenge that was laid down before us tonight. And it was a significant challenge, and I think we responded, you know, in a very, you know, defiant way. You know, I think we refused to go away throughout the game. There was periods of the game where we could have just downed tools and just said to hell with it. You know, we've enough done. But the boys, you know, I think they dug in and they fought and fought and fought right up to the very end. And on another night, you know, it could have gone to extra time, but it didn't.
John, I know it's disappointing today, but you've had an amazing run. Giving the people of Limerick such an amazing, I suppose, past year.
We've had a very, very good season. The lads have worked extremely hard. We've enjoyed it. Every bit of the way we've enjoyed it. The boys are very disappointed right now, obviously, because, you know, there was a huge prize at stake tonight, and it's not to be. But that defeat won't define this group. I think if anything, it'll strengthen the resolve in this group to come back again. They're a young bunch. They're very ambitious. They're very united, and I've no doubt that they'll come back again and they'll challenge again in the future.
A great boost from the bench. Shane Adams goals on the very really.
Yeah, fantastic contribution from the bench. Really, really good. Top class. Can't commend them enough. You know, we put an awful lot of emphasis in our camp on the lads that aren't maybe starting. From the point of view, we really appreciate the effort they've made, particularly lads maybe aren't even talking today, who challenged our lads in training for the last 3 weeks to make sure that we were up to the level of intensity required. And, you know, everybody within our group is valued and very, very much valued, because it's not always about what you see outside there under the lights or the cameras. It's so much about what happens in the training ground. And we have a tremendously committed bunch of guys who put it in a training every single night. We have a fantastic bunch of coaches working with them. Paul Kinnerk, Brian Geary, Angus O'Brien, Timmy Houlihan, you know, Joe O'Connor in terms of a certain condition. We have fantastic lads working with these guys, Alan Cunningham, and we challenge them every single night in training, and they never fail to live up to what our expectations or our challenges that we're laying down to them. So really, really proud of our boys, and I know that they'll respond next year again.